For sure.
But it's super satisfying when you beat those odds, you know?
Because it's like you're the destined one, you know? You kind of like the chosen one to carry on WUKONG's legacy.
Right, like, cause
which shout out to WUKONG at the beginning of the game because the trash he was talking, I mess with WUKONG.
Yeah, like all I know is you show up on like a cloud, like reminiscent of Goku. I wouldn't be surprised if it was like a reference to Toriyama in there.
There could be.
There could
or it just is more to do with the fact that Toriyama was just very influenced by it.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But it would be cool to see a reference to Toriyama in there somewhere.
Yeah, kind of a paying respect because I feel like we in the West definitely know about this story mostly through either this game or through Dragon Ball, if you do know it.
Oh, yeah, most definitely. And then when he rides on the cloud and he comes in swinging, I'm like, it was kind of similar and like kind of epic to the point of like, if I had to compare this, another game, Kratos versus Thor in God of War Ragnarok.
No, it's crazy that you say it because I've been hearing a lot of people compare the two things.
What's good, LATD Nation, man? It's your boy Jay.
And this is Rodney, of course.
And we back in here with another vidya for y'all real quick, man.
A vidya?
Yes, sir.
I never heard of that, but it's all good.
Yes, sir.
So today we're going to be giving our first impressions of Black Myth Wukong, a game that we already sort of discussed, touched on a little bit.
Yeah, it went through that early little controversy.
Quote unquote. And almost a week on from when that video was recorded, I haven't heard anything about it. All I've heard is that it's been breaking records. It's been doing really well. I think it had 2 million concurrent players on Steam.
Yeah.
Just on the first day alone.
On Steam?
Yes.
That's wild, bro.
Yeah, it's crazy.
All I know is, man, first impressions.
Take it away.
It's immaculate. It's immaculate.
That's a good way to describe it.
It's great. Sure. It's a beautiful game that I haven't stopped playing since I downloaded it, bro.
Honestly, yeah, I can agree with that for the most part. Like the time that I've gotten to play, I've mostly really enjoyed. Now, I have seen a little bit of the frame rate problems that people had mentioned in their reviews, but other than that, I'm having a good time for the most part.
Really? Because I haven't experienced that yet.
Really?
I think it's because I got it like on performance mode or something.
Oh, okay. I don't even think I have it on that, so that might be where I'm wrong. You know?
But it's all good. But regardless of that, it's still a great game so far, in my opinion. It's a challenging game
for sure,
it makes you want to adapt and think to get past all these doggone boss battles, bro.
Facts. That's the thing about it. I heard that going into it before it was released, I did hear that it was kind of like a boss rush sort of game, and they're not lying. It feels like there's a boss literally around every single corner.
What?
Like it seems like every single time you take 5 steps in front of you, you got another boss. You got a giant statue you got to fight, or you got this white wolf bear thing, whatever the thing is. The one that was climbing on like
the buildings and
everything. Yeah, that one.
Yeah, when I beat him, I was I was over the roof, bro.
Fast.
Over the moon, bro. Like every time I lose, it's frustrating, but when you win, the dopamine levels just skyrocket in my brain, bro. Like
for sure,
it's just
cause and not to cut you off. I'm starting to see what people said when they said that this wasn't necessarily like a Dark Souls type of game. This is more of a Bayonetta or Devil May Cry type of action game. I'm starting to see where that distinction lies because playing the game, there's a lot of offense to it, and there's not a whole lot of defense per se. Like you're not countering people, at least not to my knowledge. I don't think there's a counter. I've only played for a couple of hours, so like I don't know. But there's like a perfect dodge system though.
Yeah, there's a perfect dodge and like a projectile deflect system.
Yeah, where you can like kind of like swing your staff back and forth, and you kind of cancel out arrows.
Yeah. That's exactly what it is. And to be honest, the gameplay itself isn't very bad. I see what people mean about the Devil May Cry and Bayonetta distinction, but the only thing about that like comparison that I'll have to disagree on is the fact that you can't really take out a whole lot of enemies with the same amount of ease as you can in Devil May Cry and Bayonetta. Yeah. But like I said, the challenge is still there, even when it's just regular enemies. Like that's kind of what I enjoy.
I agree. Like the challenge is 100% there. Like this thing right here is going to frustrate you a little bit. I don't think it's anything insurmountable. It doesn't feel like Elden Ring where you just get dropped into the world and you're just at the mercy of every little thing. Like every little enemy that taps you, you just turn into dust. Exactly. It's not like that, but it's one of them games where, it's easy to kill an enemy, but it's easy to be killed. So you kind of have to be on your toes and kind of keep a level head and stay strategic. You can't just button mash and kind of like think you're going to go all the way with it, which I think is a good thing that they've done with this game. They've kind of made it balanced,
I 100% agree. Not like you can with Devil May Cry,
Yeah, because in Devil May Cry, you just throwing enemies from left, right. You shoot. You're going surfing on a rocket. You're doing all kinds of foolishness in Devil May Cry.
You making like energy out of your swords and everything. You're making like you're boxing and then doing capoeira in front of all them people. You're shooting red orbs, slicing up like.
Devil May Cry's design, like games like that, Bayonetta, Metal Gear Rising. Those are the kinds of games where they're designed to make you feel like you're unstoppable.
Right,
to make you feel like you're just like this superhuman individual that nobody can get. Like, nobody can take down a notch.
Right, and that's the fun of those types of games. But the fun in this game is, like you said, the fact that you got to be on your toes and be strategic, because when there's a lot of enemies around you, you can get overwhelmed.
Oh, for sure.
Like really overwhelmed, especially
easily.
And normally when you see projectiles in video games of projectile enemies, like when they shoot bow and arrows and everything at you, normally they don't do that much damage. And you can get rid of them kind of quickly. In this case, you can't get rid of them very quickly. Well, I mean, you can, but it's harder to get to them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you got to be mindful of when the charge time ends and when they're shooting at you, and you got to know when to dodge, and you got to just know how to navigate your way around the battle arena, because you can be focused on trying to kill this enemy, rush to get this enemy, but then in the same breath, you got all these other enemies that are behind you that are trying to get their get back. Say you hit them and then you kind of ran towards this other enemy.
Exactly, and that's where I'm at now in the game. I just started chapter 2 yesterday. I was stuck in chapter 1 through the weekend.
I was, to be real with you, I wasn't really trying to rush like that. I was kind of trying to take in the scenery. I'm still on chapter 1. I'll admit, I'm still on chapter 1. The rest of you that have already beaten the game and everything, sue me. I've been playing a lot of Metal Gear Solid 3 lately because, I just been on a Metal Gear kick or whatever the case may be. But the time that I've had for Wukong been mostly satisfying, except for that. I don't know what that thing is called. That white bear, wolf thing. Linksy. I call it linguini at this point.
I was stuck on this whole weekend. I was stuck on the Black Wind.
Yeah,
who ain't even black, but okay,
whatever it is.
Yeah, but he's.
I don't even know what that is.
The Black Wind guy takes the form of this monk looking person.
Yeah,
looks like a real bodybuilder looking monk.
Oh, so he's swole.
Yeah, and I've been stuck fighting him, and then you fight another person. That's the form, that's kind of like a Orochimaru from Naruto, who's has a serpent type form.
Okay.
And then you fight the Black Wind guy's true form, which is a giant black bear. And for the last 3 days, I've been stuck fighting him.
But when you finally beat him, I bet you were standing or talking all kinds of trash.
Which you what? What? Cussing up a storm, bro.
Hey, I'm right there with you.
Nah, I wouldn't
cussing up a storm in GTA, of course.
Right.
But go ahead.
Yeah, it's but that's the fun of the game. It's not even a complaint. I feel like it should be. I wish it was slightly easier, but where's the fun in that? That's the type of feeling that I have with this game.
It's not a masochist game though. It's not the type of game to where it's just you just are out of your mind frustrated, like I said, like a Souls game, like an Elden Ring, a Bloodborne, a Sekiro. It's not quite to the caliber of that, but you will die.
Oh yeah,
you will for sure die. You will feel it for sure.
If I had to equate it to an anime, it's kind of like your Tanjiro and Demon Slayer.
Okay.
Like, or a regular Demon Slayer and Demon Slayer.
Okay.
Even the Hashira. You can get rid of all these lower level demons, but these top guys, the upper moons, oh man, they gonna beat the brakes off you. They gonna make you want to quit by the end of the fight.
For sure. There's a lot of battles that Tanjiro really had to will himself to win. Like, he got it out of the mud.
Exactly. Even Tengen Uzui. Yeah, Tengen Uzui too. I still gotta finish the Hashira training arc.
I still gotta finish season 1. Yeah, I've been taking my time.
I understand.
Sue me. If this was back in the day, I would have been finished this series. But you know,
I'm gonna call my lawyer. But nah, like that. But that's how this game like feels. Like you feel like you're a demon slayer fighting all these demons because it's like all the odds are stacked against you.
Yeah, for sure.
But it's super satisfying when you beat those odds. You know,
because it's like you're the destined one. You know, you kind of like the chosen one to carry on WUKONG's legacy.
Right, like
which shout out to WUKONG at the beginning of the game because the trash he was talking, I mess with WUKONG.
Yeah, like all I know is you show up on like a cloud, like reminiscent of Goku. I wouldn't be surprised if it was like a reference to Toriyama in there.
There could be.
There could
or it just is more to do with the fact that Toriyama was just very influenced by it.
Yeah, that's true. That's true, but it would be cool to see a reference to Toriyama in there somewhere.
Yeah, kind of a paying respect because I feel like we in the West definitely know about this story mostly through either this game or through Dragon Ball, if you do know it.
Oh yeah, most definitely. And then when he rides on the cloud and he comes in swinging, I'm like, it was kind of similar and like kind of epic to the point of like if I had to compare this another game. Kratos versus Thor in God of War Ragnarok.
No, it's crazy that you say it because I've been hearing a lot of people compare the two things. I don't know if I would put it on that level though, because that initial shock of fighting Thor at the very beginning of God of War Ragnarok was something special. It wasn't quite on the level of like Baldur in 2018, but that fight felt intense. And it felt really difficult. Like, just out of the gate, like, Thor wasn't playing whatsoever. Right. And then when he kills you, he revives you, he's like, oh, I'm not done yet.
Oh, like, oh, no, that was cold.
Yeah, that was cold. Sure.
Like, if I had to compare the three with Baldur, Thor, and then WUKONG versus, I forgot his name.
I don't even know his name.
Yeah,
the one that calls you Monkey. Infernal Monkey at that. Yeah. Looking at you, Game Science. Yeah. Y'all ain't slick, but go ahead.
Yeah. Anyway, compared those three first fights, I'd say if I had to rank them, I would say Thor versus Kratos, WUKONG, and then Baldur.
Really?
Yeah.
You put this over Baldur?
Yeah, I'll put this over Baldur.
Really?
Yeah, I stand on that.
When was the last time you played 2018?
2 years ago?
You might need to refresh yourself on that fight because that fight was ridiculous.
Like it was good, but I just
the tree and everything.
Yeah, I think like that's just my opinion.
Okay,
I just think the WUKONG fight to me was just more grandiose.
Okay, it was more cinematic. It was like, what's his name? Whoever you fight, he has a whole army behind him and everything.
Exactly. That's why I enjoyed the scenery so much. It was more grandiose, the cinematics of it.
And WUKONG stood on business.
Oh yeah,
he was like Drewski with it.
Yeah, maybe. I like Drewski though.
For sure.
But like that's why I ranked that. Well, I'll say this: how when the fight starts with Baldur, I would rank how the fight starts.
Okay.
Over WUKONG because the thing
when he punches you like through the roof and everything.
Yeah, and it's like because the thing is you don't see it coming
at all. Like, I didn't.
Like you don't even know that's Baldur. Like when you first meet him, because when he shows up, you just think he's like this scrawny dude.
Yeah, exactly. You don't expect that.
I'm like, well, I guess Kratos about to fight him. It's about to be over, and he's like, saying, finally, bow. I'm like, whoa, okay.
Yeah, mind you, this is an older Kratos with that grown man strength.
Right.
He had it before, but
nah.
One thing I loved about the newer games is they really emphasize the fact that this Kratos is like he felt more. Like, he always felt powerful in God of War, but these ones, I don't know, they just felt like there was more weight to everything. Like especially like the shield smash and things like that.
Right. He kind of fights like Bane from Dark Knight Rises.
He feels more weighty.
Right. Exactly. Yeah,
there you go. Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
That's exactly what it is. I just like the WUKONG fight a lot because it felt like kind of like you're watching a 3D CGI kind of like a not a 3D anime fight. You know what I'm saying? Like I just enjoyed it a little bit more than I did Baldur. But yeah, Thor versus Kratos, tip top pinnacle
for sure. I love that fight. I can't believe that's been almost 2 years ago.
Word.
Yeah, that feel like that was just yesterday.
Exactly.
But yeah, no, Wukong for me so far is for the most part living up to expectations. You know, I expect. Obviously, the story so far hasn't been anything to write home about, but I don't really care about the story like that, to be honest with you. I really don't even understand what's going on, to be honest.
Yeah,
I'm completely lost, and I really don't care, to be real.
I think either way, you're supposed to get... I think the story is like... Because, of course, in the beginning of the game, you lose, technically.
Yeah.
So you're trying to get back to that pinnacle of what you were.
But in the beginning of the game, is Wukong dead? I think maybe you're supposed to be like the next one up after Wukong.
Yeah, something like that.
Like if Jordan is already retired, you're supposed to be like Kobe or LeBron or something like that. Like you're supposed to be the next one to kind of bear the torch, essentially.
Exactly. I think that's what it is. At least that's what it's shaping up to be. Because every time you lose, they'll make like a comment talking about, "Oh, you're not destined. You're not destined. You're not supposed to be.
You were not him after all."
Right. Exactly. You
only look like him. That's what I heard.
Right. You'll never be better than Jordan Braun. Like stuff like that.
Yeah.
Which is a lie. He's better than Jordan. But anyway.
Don't start that.
Fight me.
Don't start that.
I don't care. But anyway.
If you started, the internet will end it for you.
Whatever. I'll still be here.
You're going to stand on business.
Yes, sir. Like I did at the River Dogs game.
Oh, for sure.
If y'all seen our Instagram and our Facebook, you know what I'm talking about.
It's like you know who you are.
A bunch of them two goons, but anyway, like just like them enemies I fought in there, that's like them. You know what I'm saying? But anyway. Back to Black Myth.
I digress.
But yeah, I think that's overall what the story is, man. Like it's just getting back to that level of power that either you or Wukong was at before. I think it's like a reincarnation type thing.
That's what my perception of it is. I wouldn't know. I would have to do more research, but I really honestly don't care too much to do that because if I'm the destined one, I'm my own person. Yeah, well, I guess it is what it is.
Yeah, it's not for me. It's not really that big of a deal. It's not a make or break thing for me.
Yeah,
it's just you can clearly see that the aim of this game is just to impress you via the gameplay. So
it's doing its job effectively.
Oh yeah, most definitely. The only thing I will say though that kind of does bother me. Not just not really the glitches because I haven't really experienced any like that yet. But it's more the fact that how you get around. You know what I'm saying? It's more like the fact that it doesn't have any navigation.
It definitely could have used that.
Like after you win a boss fight, it'll show like a little glowy, sparkly trail to where you got to go to next. But after that, you're just kind of on your own.
And it's big enough too to where you can't get lost.
Exactly. And I guess that's cool because the immersion of it. But
yeah, for sure.
But at the same time, it feels a lot.
It would have been nice if they had the option.
Yeah, exactly. It felt a lot like Fallen Order, and Fallen Order had a map.
Yeah,
like it, but regardless of that, I still think this game is solid so far. I'm definitely going to finish it.
Oh, for sure, me too.
Yeah, no, I think it's really solid. Like I said, the gameplay, the graphics, the scale, the grandiosity. Is that
that's how you would say that.
Oh, word, shoot.
There you go.
Yeah. The scale, it's just all of it is just beautiful. The gameplay, the strategy of it, the difficulty of it, it just makes you want to keep playing and not give up. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
But that's all I really got to say, bro. What you got?
So I agree. I do. I've been enjoying it. Maybe not necessarily as much as you because. To be fair, I haven't had a chance to really dive into it a whole lot. Well, it's not that I haven't had a chance. It's just that I haven't really been as locked in as you, at least not yet. Usually when it comes to me in games, there is a point where it just kind of clicks. And sometimes it clicks earlier than others. Like when I'm playing a game, sometimes like from the minute that I start playing the game, I'm locked in, I'm fully clicked. And then there's other times where I have to kind of get through a hurdle before I'm like, okay, yeah, now this game is making sense to me. Because games like Arkham City, games like Cyberpunk, Ghost of Tsushima, those were games that clicked for me immediately. But games that took me a little bit to kind of be like, okay, yeah, now I'm messing with. those usually end up being some of my favorites in the long run too, because it's kind of like there's a growing love for it and there's a growing coming around to it. So I imagine this game has the potential to be that for me too. But overall, so far, I like it. I'm a fan of what it's doing. It's doing pretty much exactly what I thought it was going to do. And overall, I'm having a good time. And sometimes that's just what you need. Sometimes you don't need the most advanced, most out there, most ambitious, just over the top story. Sometimes you just want to get in there and fight some people. And that's what that game is giving to me. And I look forward to experiencing more of it.
That part, bro.
But yeah, I'm good, honestly.
Yeah, I 100% agree on everything you said. But yeah, I mean, that's all I got too. Follow us on Facebook.
For sure.
Wait, that was wrong. Follow us on Instagram. At,
we can make a Facebook if y'all want. I mean,
yes, sir. LATD_podcast 843 on Instagram.
Yes, sir.
Follow us. It'll be on the screen. But follow us also on Look at the Details 843 on TikTok as well.
For sure.
Yes, sir. We got more stories.
Road to 1,000.
Road to 1,000, man. We got more story times for y'all. We got different content for y'all. We got controversial opinions on movies on there.
Oh yeah, we got some heat. We got some heat in the works. We cooking for sure.
Oh yeah,
always working.
Yes, sir. But yeah, follow us on those platforms. And this has been Jay.
This has been Rodney.
And we're LATD, y'all. Look at the details, y'all. Peace.